Okay, here I will be making a 3M wood piece. It has 3M double-sided sticky tape applied before it is cut and etched on a laser cutter. So right here I am just picking off very carefully the pieces of the area I want to be my first glitter color. In this piece I will be using ultra fine glitter, some foils, and some mica powders. So what I'm using to pull it off is a weeding pen. It has a little needle point. Here I am applying the ultra fine glitter. This is a snowball collection from Mr. Nola's glitter, and I am using makeup brushes. And this is a very messy process, so if you're not down with that, you might want to rethink using the mica powder and the glitter because they get very messy. So I'm just getting a little bit on the brush and kind of pushing it down in there, trying to make sure it sticks really well. The video is sped up, but this is actually a pretty fast process. The most time consuming part is picking off all of the little pieces. And right there I was cleaning off my brush with the makeup brush with the little brush cleaner thing that I got on Amazon. And now I'm just brushing away the extra glitter, preparing for the next spot with a chip brush. And then brushing it out of the way to try not to contaminate the other areas. And now I'm pulling off the biggest piece, and I'm going to apply some foil that I got from Southern Belle Glitter. It's like adhesive foil, so you just put it on various adhesives and burnish it on, and then remove the carrier paper. And if it's not coming off, or if there's a little spot on there that you don't want that color that wasn't etched, you can just take your X-Acto knife and kind of cut it right there. I will either do that or just cut it into smaller sections to make it easier. And be very careful, especially when you're working in the large sections, to try and keep your hands and stuff off the adhesive because that will make it lose some of its stick. And I wanted all the pieces in between the flowers to have the foil, so I'm pulling that off as well. It was part of the background with it, but if you didn't want that, again, you could use your X-Acto knife and kind of cut off little places where you don't want. So this is how you apply the foil. You just lay it on there, press it down really well, burnish it on really well to try and make it stick. And here I am using a little nail tool, like a cuticle pusher, little plastic one. And now I'm going to be pulling it off. And as I'm pulling, I'll be pushing it down a little bit more. So I pulled it off, and there are some spots that didn't get coverage as much as I want, so I'm just going back in and applying some more. The foils do give it a rustic look, so keep that in mind when you use them, which is what I was going for with this. So just going back in and applying more in areas where it didn't stick very well. I'm just checking to see if I missed any spots. And going back in, using my fingernails and stuff to burnish it down, especially in between the lines where the 3M cover sheet still is. And when you're doing this, keep in mind you should go lightest colors to darkest colors, with the exception of when you're changing up the media, like so fine glitter, foil, and stuff, because the foil will still stick if you put mica down, because there's still some sticky left, and vice versa. Some mica will stick to the areas where there is foil, because there's still little bits of sticky left. You can't totally cover it all. With the fine glitter, it seems to give enough coverage that the foil wasn't sticking to that area too much, but keep that in mind when you don't want the colors to mix. I'll be having one coming up where I'm using like a white foil and darker colors in a mix, and so you kind of have to pay attention to that, especially if you don't want it to mix. I'm usually okay with it mixing to some extent. So I'm pulling the petals off of one of the flowers in here. And then I'm going to do it the purple mica color. And it kind of gets around it on the 3M, or on the foil paper around it, but I was perfectly okay with that, and I knew it would happen. You can't really notice too much, especially since the lines are pretty thin and it is still part of the flower. So, and again, just using a makeup brush, start with a little bit on your brush at a time, and then just kind of burnish it down. And again, this video is sped up. It's at like 250% sped up. So I think this took me, the whole piece, I don't think took me more than an hour. And if you want links or names for anything, let me know. Some of the, that mica powder was a custom one from Mr. Nola's through the Wanderlust box, I believe. So some of them may not be available anymore, but if you would like me to link them, let me know. And now I'm getting ready to do the next flower. There are 3 flowers total on this one. Okay, so that flower is done, and I am using a blue color. I don't remember which one, honestly. I can look it up if I need to, but I know that mica powder came from Woody's Goodies, and I think it's a storybook collection. I'm not positive, but I know I love the storybook collection. So if you're not sure which ones to get, go with the storybook collection. They are like super sparkly. It is amazing. And time for the last flower. Again, this one is from Woody's Goodies. And the wood piece came from Wicked Gold. Angie's my lovely friend, and she is amazing. And now for the last part, I am doing the leaves. There are a couple of leaves, so I'm going to pick those off and do them green color. When I'm done with all of it, I will dome coat it with epoxy. You can seal it with whatever you want. However, I would seal it because otherwise there's still some sticky, and I've noticed dog hairs stick to it and dust if I don't seal it soon enough. And be very, very careful when you're pulling off the cover sheet of the 3M so you don't get the adhesive. With a little practice, you can get it. Just be careful and use the tool. And if you do start pulling up the sticky, I use the back of my weeding pen to kind of poke it back down. Don't use your finger because that will get oils on it. And the green also came from Woody's Goodies. And then again, cleaning it off with the chip brush, which I do in between every color. A little bit close up. And then as I was picking it up, I was feeling a little bit of sticky on where the foil was. So I'm just taking some gold and applying that over the foil area to try and cover up the sticky to keep other stuff from sticking to it. Couldn't really see it when I was done, but hopefully it helped.